I saw this guy on Twitter, and he was like, Poland's the best place to move to avoid immigration because there's no immigrants. My brother in Christ, you are the immigrant. No one has the balls to hate the homeless, okay? You can write me a check when you're 90 and you're sitting at your dinner table with your 6 kids and your 18 grandchildren. You can write me a check and say, thanks, Art Chad. I followed your advice. I lived my life in a way that made women want to ride my dick, and my life got better. Look, here's the thing. We've been getting a lot of illegal zins up in Canada. You can't get zins in Canada. You can get illegal zins in Canada. Okay? The American ones fucking suck. I don't know who's here. I don't know what Eurotrash I have in my fucking stream chat. Look, let me pull up maps for a second, okay? This is what I mean. See this right here? That's the UK. That's the UK right here. This is the UK. Okay, we have England, we have Scotland, we have Wales, we have Northern Ireland, we have Southern Ireland, right? Regular Ireland, classic country Ireland. That's the UK. This is the British Isles. In totality, this is the British Isles. Okay. Over here we have the Scandinavian countries. Okay, we have Denmark, Norway, and Sweden as Scandinavian countries. Finland's not Scandinavian. Or Denmark, Norway, and Sweden are Scandinavian. We have Finland. We have the Baltic Sea countries. Okay. And then here, France. That's classic France. You can't go wrong with France. Everyone knows France. That's a classic country. Okay? Spain, Portugal, who gives a fuck about this? This is what is this? This is outside the Anglos. This is outside the Aryan circle. Okay? Now this is the Aryan circle. If you live inside, if you're from this circle, okay? You get the top of Italy, Switzerland, Austria, Czech, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and the Isles. This is the Aryan circle. If you live outside this circle, you don't count. Okay, you don't count if you live outside this circle. This is no man's land. This is what matters. Now, when you come to me and you say you're European, and I ask you where you're from, and you say you're from like this swath, this is meaningless. This circle right here, this circle. So the very bottom of Sweden, Denmark, Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and northern Germany. This is Eurotrash. Okay. This is Eurotrash. This is nothing. If you're from Gothenburg or if you're from fucking Antwerp, you're the same person to me. I have no distinction. I have no difference. Just the tip of Sweden. Up here it gets interesting again. You say you're Norwegian, I'm like, cool. Okay? You say you get up here, I find that fascinating. But down here, this is Eurotrash, man. This is straight Eurotrash. Now, what the Europeans do get right is their zins. Okay? The American zins are like these dry sandbags. It feels like it's burning fucking holes in me when I take American zins. These dry fucking little pillows of sand. I hate them, man. They're horrible. They make me hiccup. They make me feel like garbage, like I'm sick. But they're not. Regardless, they're not legal in Canada. Zins aren't legal in Canada. You need to buy. There's a limit to how much nicotine can be in zins. In any nicotine product. And pouches in Canada, the limit is 4 milligrams. Now, zins primarily come in 6. There's 3, and in America there's 3 and 6. Doesn't matter, we can't get zins. So you have to go to a Chinese person. You have to go to a Chinese person. And for some reason, only the Chinese have the ingenuity to figure this out. You know, it's not the Vietnamese convenience stores. It's not the Indian convenience stores. It's not the cracker convenience stores. It's not the Jamaican convenience stores. It's the Chinese convenience stores. You have to go to a Chinese convenience store. And you ask for zins, and they'll pull out these. This is a package of Swedish zins. Dina product. Nikotin Sam R. Is it Finnish zins? Can someone give me 1 second here? What is this? Where are these imported? Stockholm. Yes, these are Swedish zins. These are not American zins. The Swedish zins come in many different flavors. And they're moist. They're long. If you know your zins, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're long and moist. They're not hard and square. Okay? And the 6 milligram fucking European zins are so much goddamn better. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, they're so much better. Anyway, I want to get that out of the way. I kind of feel like, when you leave Diet Coke in the fridge for too long and it tastes really weird when it's not carbonated? That's what it means. That's what it's all about. Anyway, how you doing? Did you like Italy? Oh, wait, yeah, because I think I still have this in, what is this? Yeah, no, Italy was fat. Italy was fat as fuck. It felt like sort of like a white person zoo. Like a white and Chinese zoo, which I didn't really like. It gave me a whole sort of new hatred for people I didn't know I could hate. And then just there's fucking people everywhere. It's disgusting how many tourists there are. Jesus Christ, Rome was straight up like almost unenjoyable because there's so many tourists. And I felt like it felt very curated. I like a raw experience, man. When I travel, I want to get close to death. And I was with my mom, so I couldn't do that. And I'm not gonna spook my mom with proclivities. But I liked Rome. I liked Florence. I really liked Assisi. Assisi was quite nice. Italy was great, man. I had a great time. If I go back, I would do weirder shit, though. I would definitely hang out with the Moroccans and get up to no good, because that's far more fun than these sort of curated honky experiences. Uncultured swine, the kinds of people that go to fucking Italy to look at art and ruins. Uncultured swine. It has nothing to do with the they know nothing. It's just about seeing it. It's just about seeing it. Anyway, I went to the Medici family palace, which I really wanted to go to because the Medici family is so fascinating. I read this book on the Medici family before I went. I read a book on Medici and I read a book on Mussolini before I went to Italy. And I was looking when I was in Rome, I was trying to find the fascist headquarters. I thought that'd be really interesting. I was staying very close to Mussolini's grave, and I regret not going because there's a Italian fascist gift shop where you can buy brass busts of Mussolini. And I was very, I'm kind of disappointed in myself I didn't go to that. New Soy Pill video 5 days ago. Soy Pill.
Hey, it's me, the Soy Pill, and I'm going to say something that will be controversial for my primarily left-wing audience. All of your problems don't stem from Donald Trump. What? Sure, he can't pronounce the name of the chemical he's trying to blame autism on.
I said, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay?
No. But there's a whole party of people passing laws to make your life harder. And after specifically one of the approximately 40,000 gun deaths that we'll have this year, Republicans are fired up, angry, and ready to take away your rights and stop the supply lines to the Trans-Tifa front. But that's only half the story. The other half is an invigorated and passionate opposition, a Democratic Party that's gonna fight back against this tyranny.
Yeah, this has been driving me insane. Is the fucking dude. I talk about this so much, but it bears repeating. The degree of fucking anachronistic fucking Groundhog Day bullshit I've experienced in my 20s cannot be understated. I'm sure I'm 27. I'm sure if you're fucking my age, you agree. This whole thing, the fact that Antifa being designated as a terrorist group is back in the news. You know that calendar? You know the meme of the guy, of the wife, the political cartoon of the wife at the table? She's reading a headline, and there's the guy ripping the calendar sheet off, and it goes from 2014, then it says 1984. That's my entire fucking adult life. It's Trump announces Antifa is designated as a terrorist group, and I'm ripping the calendar off, and it says February 2017. Jesus Christ Almighty! I just want peace, man. I want new battles. I want peace. It's fucking ridiculous. And also, unless I'm missing something, and I don't think I am, because I'm quite a tapped-in person. Antifa is not a fucking organization. Antifa, there is no Antifa. Antifa isn't by design. And I've worked with anarchist groups before. By design, Antifa is not. There is no president of Antifa. There is no head. And there's no legionnaires. There's no regional, leaders. There's no Duce, there's no El Duce, there's no Gestapo, there's no organization to fucking Antifa. It's a horizontally organized leftist anarchist group that you can just sort of say you're part of whenever you'd like to. It's like if you said all golfers, as if there's like a CEO of golf, you know? Anybody who believes in anybody who believes in X is part of a terrorist organization. It's not a fucking organization, man. God. Oh my God. Anyway. Dude, sometimes I really feel like leaving, man. And I like the West. I don't think this wretched fallen chungus Westoid world has fallen, but I'm a nationalist, man. And sometimes I think about, this tastes like pool water. I feel like leaving sometimes, man. I think it'd be nice to go Poland, but here's the thing. I don't want to be an immigrant somewhere, man. I don't want to have to fit into like a new culture. And I don't want to be. It's like I saw, okay, oh my God, I don't know if I can find this, man. I saw this tweet the other day and it was some fucking chud. You want to save the white race? Learn how to talk to women. That's step one. You want to save the white race from Great Replacement? Learn how to talk to white women. There's your first step. Step two, don't be retarded. I saw this guy on Twitter and he was sharing, it was like, places to move to avoid immigration. And it was like, oh, Poland. Poland's the best place to move to avoid immigration because there's no immigrants. Like, my brother in Christ, you are the immigrant. You're a dumb fucking ham planet, corn-fed American immigrating to a culture that you know nothing about. Okay? You are the immigrant. Fucking retards. I'm getting angry, man. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. I'll go back to Nova Scotia. That's what I'd do.
An opposition so powerful that nothing will stand. Oh, no. There's never been a better moment for Dems to step up and fight back against the consolidation of power. So why do they feel so feckless? Trump wants to try another war with Iran. Well, what if Chuck Schumer called him a chicken for not bombing Iran?
When it comes to negotiating with the terrorist government of Iran, Trump's all over the lot. One day he sounds tough, the next day he's backing off. If Taco Trump is already folding, the American public should know about it.
Why are you trying to bait us into another forever war? Oh, look, they called him a taco. Cheeto didn't work out, but taco, that saves us 2 letters on every sign. We can dump those savings into another Megan Thee Stallion concert.
The true solution's dark woke. I don't know. I feel like Nick Fuentes is going to be the biggest anti-Trump voice. Nick Fuentes is going to be the most influential anti-Trump voice on the internet in like 3 months. There's going to be Democrats seeking Nick Fuentes' advisory on how to mimetically win against Republicans. Everyone's so weak. Everyone's so weak right now. No one's doing good. I just watched again. I know this is old news, but it was during the New York mayoral primary. Okay, the New York mayoral primary, and they ask all the candidates where their first 4. Has anyone seen this? Zoran Mamdami's up there, and they ask all the candidates where their first foreign visit will be as mayor of New York. And they all say Israel. And not only do they say Israel, they're like, oh, I know the correct... Like, they say Israel as if they all know the correct answer is Israel. They're like, why, of course it would be Israel. It would be my 5th visit to Israel. They say shit like that. And then it gets to Mamdami. So, he says, I wouldn't leave New York. I would stay in New York. I wouldn't do a foreign visit. I'd stay in New York. And then the moderator of the debate says, you wouldn't go to Israel, as if going to Israel is the only correct choice. It's not even like, oh, you wouldn't do a foreign visit. It's like, oh, you wouldn't go to Israel. And it's just fucking insane. It's just insane the world we live in, man. Fuck, dude. I got takes. I got theories. I have nothing to back this up. You know, it's like, I don't think, you know, the hostages were returned, right? The war's over. They're not bombing Gaza anymore. The hostages were returned. The Hamas prisoners were returned to Palestine. It's over. It's not fucking over. It's just begun. You think they're gonna? You think out of nowhere? You think out of nowhere that Bibi Netanyahu just changed his tune overnight, and now all of a sudden he no longer cares about occupying Gaza and ethnically cleansing the Palestinians? You think it's fucking over? It's not over. The bombing's over. I think the bombing is over, but the death has only just begun. Anyway, look, fallen chungus world's fucked. Republicans, Democrats, left, right, everyone's retarded. No one has good takes. Nobody has good takes. How come when I hear like Nick Fuentes talk about politics, I'm somehow agreeing with him the most on like basic fundamental issues? Like nobody has fucking good takes. It's like the vanguard of reasonable politics right now. The only people who aren't like, look, I don't look to agree with everybody on everything, okay? I like Tim Miller. I like Tim Miller a lot. I like the Bulwark. I'm a status quo. I'm a neoliberal. I'm an abundance neolib.
Zin money.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the 420. Thank you for the 420. I'm an abundance neolib, man. Tim Miller based. You know, I Breaking Points I like. Kyle Kalinske I like. Josh, I know Josh is less of a pundit, but like I like sort of Josh's platform. Me and Josh agree on a lot of things. But it's insane that it's like you can't, even people I used to like Sam fucking Harris. And I haven't listened to Sam Harris in a few months, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But Sam Harris can't even, like, he can't say anything negative about Israel. He can't say one negative thing. He can't even cede the point that even if he agrees with what the Netanyahu government is doing, that it's still technically a genocide. And you know the legal definition of genocide? I learned this recently. This is fucked up. You know how to legally define a genocide? Is if the country doing it states it's a genocide. If the country doing it states it's an ethnic cleansing. Okay? So by that logic, there is no external body that can claim a genocide as a genocide if the country committing the genocide doesn't also claim. So there's all these semantic fucking legal games to try to pin a genocide on Israel. And it's fucking insane. There's no one is reasonable. No one. Not like I said. I'm okay with disagreeing with people. I'm fine with disagreeing with people whose opinions I respect. And I cannot find a sliver of reasonable takes anymore. Everybody's retarded. It's like every word out of everyone's mouth is just pure retardation. There is like 1% of the population that makes any fucking sense. The rest is just like, how the fuck do any of these people fucking exist? Do I live in crazy town? Am I a crazy person? It's like Tim Dillon, Nick Fuentes right now, not before, just like for some reason he's grifting left and he's starting to make sense because he's an intelligent young man. Tim Dillon and Tim Miller and Kyle Kalinske. Like what world do I fucking live in where I'm like, oh yeah, Tim Miller, Kyle Kalinske, Nick Fuentes, and Tim Dillon. Those are the four pundits on culture I find myself agreeing with the most. Back to soy. And Soy Pill, of course. And Soy Pill. Me and Soy agree on many things.
Filibustered for 25 hours about Trump? That's crazy. Did he stop a bill or confirmation? No. Okay, but now surely Democrats are rallying around him as the face of the party. No, he's still pulling second to the woman that lost. But hey, it's apparently the screen performance of the year. And this year's Emmy for Best Screen Performance goes to Cory Booker for talking for 25 hours and accomplishing fucking nothing. So yeah, as far as we can see, Trump is subverting laws and smashing his agenda through. And our best fight against this is to vote for his spending bill and send a strongly worded worded letter asking him to pretty please stop?
Hakeem and I sent a letter in late July. We demanded actually to them. They sit down with us because we needed to work this out.
First, I want to dispel the notion that nothing is being done to fight back. States are banding together to block his broad, sweeping tariffs and his Department of Education cuts. Bills have been introduced to protect Social Security and U.S. aid, but if these bills don't get voted on, or the judges rule in favor of Trump, or he just ignores the judges, does it matter? There's no participation trophy for fighting and losing against authoritarian power grabs. Hey, good effort, France. Better luck next time. That was a good 6 weeks of fighting. Newsom said he's going to counter this power grab with a power grab of his own. No bullshit about when they go low, we go high. Fuck that. If you steal seats, we'll steal seats. And somehow, Newsom finally found a team of people that can emulate Trump's stupid rhetoric without making me want to shake hands with JD Vance so that he kills me, allegedly. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Newsom. I don't like how he hasn't been able to fix California's sluggish government. I don't like how he buddied up to Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk to try to appear bipartisan. I especially don't like that he bulldozes homeless encampments, because that's way less efficient than lethal injection.
Either you take the resources that we're going to give you.
Based. Man, see? So he's got it. So he's got dark woke down. No one has the balls to hate the homeless, okay? No one has the balls to hate the homeless. And I've worked with the homeless. I like you show me a good hobo. Look, I advocate for a vagrant lifestyle. I think when I see a man, the free man, the untethered Ubermensch, with his street dog, walking around New York City, Toronto, Los Angeles, Miami, outside in the sun, soaking up the vitamin D, drinking a bit of public drinking, not unreasonable, 6 beers across the span of 8 hours, a reasonable amount for any man, really. Show me that guy, and I applaud him, man. That's valiant. That's so valiant. But some of them, man, I think it's the ego gone awry. You talk to some of those homeless people, man. They're not good people. It's complete social Darwinism. They are bad people. They are bad people, and they have ended up in a bad position in life because they are morally bankrupt. And I stand by it. No one. You have the balls to be right-wing. You have the balls to hate immigrants. You have the gall to hate women. You chuds, you groypers. No one has the gall to hate the homeless. That's the real red pill. That's the real final step. I will glorify being homeless. I think I'm like noble savage to the homeless. The only issue is I don't see too many homeless noble savages. I see gooners. I see street gooners. Don't be a street gooner. Live it up. Fuck did the homeless do, bro? Poop and pee everywhere. That's what they do. Why shouldn't I be homeless? My quality of life would increase. It probably would, man. It probably would. Probably would. Also, if you're here, join the Discord. Link in the description. We got like 900. I'm trying to reach 1,000 people in my Discord just for my own personal gain. Nothing else. Nothing happens. My life gets better if you join my Discord, because I have more people to bring to my streams when I start my stream. So join the Discord if you're here.
Or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill him.
But Gavin, all is forgiven if you get as dirty as Trump did in the 2016 primaries.
Newsom! Call Trump a retard, and my vote is yours!
Newsom does have a history of pushing progressive legislation. He famously was illegally marrying gay people all the way back in 2004, far before it became a Dem party staple to support gay marriage. He's also passed a lot of pro-trans legislation in California. But is this enough? If he can keep up the shitposting, he'll win the vibe-based vote. And yeah, there's no reason to unilaterally disarm when your opponents are carving up their states, but Republicans have more seats to gain than we do. So no participation trophy, but we'll go down swinging, I guess? How are Dems actually going to win an election? You may have seen that I've been buddying up with Democratic leaders these past few months. It may not exactly fill you with confidence that the Democrats are stooping so low as to partner up with some idiot with this hat, but might I remind you that the current president was hanging out with Aiden Ross last election.
I swear to God, I don't know what the fuck a fascism is. I don't know what the fuck that is. Benito Mussolini, what is an example of a fascist?
Ro Khanna is the House rep from Silicon Valley and is traveling around with Congressman Jonathan Jackson, son of Jesse Jackson. I accompanied him around South Carolina, specifically reaching out to the communities that are going to be hurt the most by the big beautiful bill. The biggest takeaway from these trips is that, like you, people are scared, angry, and have a lot of energy that they want to use to fight back.
What do you feel what you took away from this town hall? Did they give you the answers you're looking for?
Yes, and to speak up, because I'm a very shy person. I really like how everyone encouraged me to go and speak up, so that's what I'm going to be doing.
Although I'm aware of the various cuts, I didn't know it was immediately. I'm thinking, what can I do to put this out in the community? I'm a stage 4 cancer survivor, so I'm through with the process. But I'm thinking about others.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Others.
We need to win on the economy again. We need to say the Democratic Party understands how to build wealth. That's how we start to turn this around, and we win the House. We restore Medicaid funding. We restore the education funding. We start to stand up to the president.
As far as I can tell, this is what the voters are looking for. A coherent message promoting economic success, alleviating and reversing damage caused by Trump, and actually pushing back and saying the things that everyone's thinking. Like, hey, why did you tell Jeffrey Epstein that enigmas never age inside a drawing of what appears to be a prepubescent girl and a compilation of letters where one of them is a bunch of little girls giving Jeffrey Epstein a massage at what appears to be Mar-a-Lago?
On my bill to release the Epstein files, not only do I have Republican Thomas Massey, I got Marjorie Taylor Greene.
But why is this important? There's more to this than just spreading the word and making people feel heard. He won't say it, but I'm pretty sure Khanna is eyeing for a 2028 run for president.
I just need to know if you're running in 2028, and if you are you prepared for Donald Trump to call you rotarded?
I've been wondering. And there you go, giving him ideas.
That means that right now, he's spreading the word about himself, making promises, shaking hands, and showing that he can deliver to these communities. His platform is pretty easy to understand, because it's very comparable to Bernie Sanders. Climate change as an existential threat, Medicare for all, progressive stuff. The only major difference being this women in the workplace thing.
The American people are tired of women.
But why is it any different from the last two times Bernie ran and lost in the primary? Why is this Indian guy going to be any more palatable to Americans than this old Jewish curmudgeon? Well, as a Bernie fan, this pains me to say, but he wasn't good enough. And I don't mean that his politics weren't good enough. As much as both primaries were clearly unfair to Bernie, with the superdelegates in the first run and everyone dropping out to counter Bernie in the second, what that says to a lot of voters is you can't make deals in the party. So how are you even going to make deals for us with Republicans?
It says in my notes here that you are black? Is this true?
Bernie sat in Vermont for 30 years and didn't talk to any black people and then ran for president. That is a red flag from a normie black voter standpoint.
Not in like this guy is like a racist, but just like this guy doesn't know what's up, right? Like he is not been connecting.
Black voters have no illusions on the dirty awfulness of mainstream politics. We know we're being pandered to. Everybody knows. I feel like most people know when they're being pandered to. So to come in my face and to like to be in the face of black voters and show that you have not done any preparation to pander halfway decently. It's like, how can we expect you to get anything done in the office?
Basically, Bernie didn't have the legislative track record or make the right promises to the right people to show that he could deliver. Not enough bipartisan legislation, not enough shaking hands and rubbing feet and sucking toes.
So you're a former Bernie surrogate. You might have seen how there were shortcomings in Bernie's strategy in these areas.
I just didn't see necessarily Bernie going to black churches, sitting in services, building with faith leaders, meeting black people where they were. I just felt like his message would resonate, but for your message to resonate, you have to actually go to where the people are.
Can we do a little role play? Like, I'll pretend to be Bernie Sanders, and I'm asking you how to reach out to these communities, all right? Aaron, I'm a little scared. There's a lot of people here, they don't look like me, and I'm not sure how to talk to them. How do I reach out to these communities and make sure that we get our message to them?
Talk to black people and ask them what they think. Right. Sometimes it's not about sitting in rooms.
Look, Aaron, please. I talked to Killer Mike. Why was Killer Mike not enough?
all due respect, I think Killer Mike is a great artist. I've met him a few times. I think he's an incredible advocate, right? But he's a celebrity. He is a multimillionaire. Is he the everyday working class person that I met working in the Mississippi Delta, working at catfish plants, the worker at Dollar General, the worker at Amazon, people that are fighting every day, and talk to every person.
Hillary Clinton is awful in all these clear ways in retrospect, but she played the game with us. She played the game with black voters.
Joe Biden kind of did too, right? Like
Joe Biden did too. If you're in the electoral game, you need to put your hands on the controller. Bernie picked up the controller and was like, why do I have this? What is...
His ideas are great, but without the promise of follow-through, it's not enough. Roe is adding that much-needed second half, making promises to communities and meeting with the leaders. But will Black Baptists vote for an Indian Hindu? I was able to meet with some of the religious leaders that accompanied Roe, like Reverend Black. And yes, I double-checked, that's his real last name. They're not all called that.
There's not to look at the camera. You drive, I'll record. If we crash, it'll be on video. They'll find it in the rubble. I don't want to make it even harder for us to win, but were you aware that Ro Khanna is actually Hindu and not a Baptist?
I am aware of that. And as a matter of fact, this is why I respect him. There's more that unify us than separate us. I serve a community, a demographic.
All right, Soy Pill's great, man. He's great. He's good to talk to. If you listen to him on the podcast, he was a great podcast guest. It's like he's new to it, but he's a good debater. He's funny. He's likable. He's I think he'll be he's growing so much, so fast already. I could see him being a mainstream pundit in the next couple of years. I think so. I'd stand by that. He's good, man. He's good. He's likable. He can reach across the aisle. He's fucking shredded. Josh, Nick Fuentes. Maybe, man.
15,000.
You might have sway over 15,000 people.
Influence, yes.
Wow. You say like the Democrats have been lacking. What would they need to do to win more people from your church over?
Stick to economics. Stick to healthcare. Definitely don't do what we've seen past campaigns.
I'll elect a woman. We shouldn't do that.
No. Please, you can.
Gay son or stripper daughter?
Keep your clothes on either way. Keep your clothes on.
So does this mean we have to throw LGBT people under the bus and move to the right to win? No. Watch Roe expertly handle Dave Rubin's trans scaremongering here.
Would you want a biological boy playing basketball with females?
All Democrats voted against the federal ban except 2. That is a decision that local school districts, local communities can make, and that standard can be met so that there's fairness. If it's just a 7th grader who's doing this, who's not some great athlete and is doing it for a sense of belonging, that's probably fine. Why do you need a federal ban?
Right. So, okay, I can...
There are trans kids who just are struggling to survive. Let's have a dignity, respect, and focus on what things can bring us together.
Right.
Roe is pretty clearly shifting to an economic message and appealing to a broader crowd. That means less gay words per minute, but not policy that's more right-wing. But can he handle the tough questions from a hardball interviewer who recognized that he couldn't make him uncomfortable in the back of this car from which there was no escape?
This whole tour that you're doing, when you're coming out here, what is your message to those people who are struggling for a Democratic Party that give them a sense of purpose?
We need to have a bold agenda that says we're going to tax wealth, not give tax breaks to billionaires. We're going to have Medicare for all, health care from the day you're born as a human right, free college in this country, and 1,000 trade schools.
I was looking through some old photos and it looks very, similar.
Okay. We're going to build millions of new homes that are quality and affordable. We're going to actually raise the wage in this country. We're going to create wealth and good paying jobs, but the party needs a clear agenda of how we're going to improve people's lives.
I'm going to list off a couple vice presidential picks that you could use.
Oh my gosh.
And you can just kind of give your thumbs up or thumbs down. All right.
Yeah.
So Hillary Clinton.
We're just doing the hypotheticals?
Yeah, this is completely, you're not running for president, right? So
no,
this is a fun little thought experiment.
Well, how about someone who's new? You know, they've had their turn.
Okay. Well, you're not going to like this one then. Tim Kaine.
Had a shot.
He's not new.
Had a shot.
And you could do like the Kaine-Khanna kindness pact, you know? I don't know if it would look good on billboards, but...
If ever we did that, I'd want to win, right? You know?
Okay, maybe you're trying to win the youth vote. Hawk Tua.
No.
No? You don't think she's eloquent enough?
No, I still believe like politics actually is serious and substantive and matters.
Okay, well, there goes the rest of my list.
Okay, so these guys are working hard and falling asleep at the airport, but is the rest of the party on board? I also got to meet with Ken Martin, head of the DNC, and ask him where we're going. Before I got to the 30 seconds that I was allowed to film, we had a roundtable with other left-wing creators, one of which asked to be on Ladders, by the way. So quick, ultra-fast, oops, all Ladders. Go check out Senor Berrigan. He's making great content calling out ICE bullshit. His link's in the description. Go click on it. Go click on it. So after the Democrats' failed campaign last year, you might be wondering why the DNC is meeting with influencers in this dingy cafe. Is it to get more messages out there, appear more authentic, utilize our wide-reaching audiences? Well, weirdly enough, we spent most of the time asking Ken questions, almost like he was there to assure us that they have everything under control. That's a little concerning, considering we know how to be authentic, but it seems like the DNC doesn't. One of the first things he did as DNC chair was fire all of the media consultants from 2024, which was reassuring. He also seemed to correctly assess that the Dems need to focus on economic messaging and making everyone's life better. But I did seem to stump him when I asked, if your new strategy is what Bernie Sanders was doing 10 years ago, what makes you think it will be any different this time? Oh, Ken, you should have watched the last section of my video. I also asked him why none of the Democratic politicians will use the word genocide when describing Israel and Palestine. Is it to not alienate Israel? Is it because the word doesn't play well with the donors? Is it because they don't think it really is one? His answer was a little bit dodgy, because he said, the DNC doesn't tell Democratic politicians what to say. He's a nice guy with good intentions, but I felt like I was talking to a politician with prepared answers and a script that he couldn't deviate from.
Democrats seem to be committed to fighting dirty, at least Gavin Newsom is, with the gerrymandering, so is the DNC going to support this dirty fighting?
Now is not the time to be nice. We've got to fight fire with fire, and as I said, this is not your grandfather's Democratic Party where we brought a pencil to a knife fight, right?
Oh my god. Shut up. Fuck. Shut up. Shut up. You know how much fatigue I have? Canadian man, 10 years of Trudeau. 2015 to 2024. Sorry, 9 years of Trudeau. 9 years. 9 fucking years of Trudeau. You know how much fatigue I have from politicians? Trudeau is the most politician that ever fucking exists. I know he's out. I know it's old news. I'm just saying as an example. I have like politician jargon fatigue. I just want someone. It's like, again, why the Adam Friedland interview with Richie Torres was so good. Because he breaks him. He just speaks to him the way a normal person would talk to a politician, where he's like, man, what the fuck? You know? Man, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, it's shit you'd say to your friend. I'm missing something, right? I'm not missing something. Because Zoran Mamdani, in a PR sense, one of the most successful politicians of the 21st century. And he's also the most normal. Like, I could see myself at a table with 8 other men and Zoran Mamdani drinking a fucking pitcher of domestic on a sidewalk patio. I could see that. I could see Zoran Mamdani sitting beside me, sharing a pitcher of domestic beer. And it doesn't feel weird. In the same way, sitting next to this fucking skeleton would be weird. It would be like a vibe terrorist, like Rancid, right? I couldn't hang out with Trudeau. So it's like, just be a normal. What world did you grow? Okay, I don't even know why I'm asking this. I don't even know why I'm fucking asking, because there's such a weird class system in the West, right? And it's something I wasn't privy to. It's something I wasn't privy to until I moved to Toronto and started interacting with these people. Like, growing up and going to a nice school, growing up in the upper middle class, going to nice private schools, going to a good university, getting a law or political science or MBA or economics, some sort of degree like that, it makes you a like neutered person. It makes you a dry, dull, fucking like mummy's pussy, neutered type of man. And when I interact with these people, I'm like, why aren't you a real person? Why aren't you real? I'm talking to you, and I feel like I'm not talking to a person. And how come I'm a person, and I'm flawed, and my friends are flawed, and we say fucked up things, and don't speak carefully, and make mistakes. And I talk to you, I feel like I'm talking to an AI, to ChatGPT, and it's like, oh wait, yes, you've been groomed your entire life to behave like this. To the point where there is no distinction between the you want to be and the who and the you are. You are just this neutered weirdo. Trudeau, it's like every Trudeau speech, maybe not in the very beginning, but definitely like the last 5 years, and especially the last 2 years, every Trudeau speech I would watch, it's like you'd want to shake his fucking head. Every answer he gave, you'd want to shake his, like a baby, like a misbehaving baby, like a problem baby. You want to shake him and be like, wake up, wake the fuck up, Trudeau. Say something a human being would say, and they don't do it, right? They never will. It's so annoying. I don't know. You'd win on just being normal. You know, you'd win. You would win at this point. At this point, I like Tim Walz for that reason. I like Tim Walz for that same reason, because Tim Walz seems like a guy. Like I listen to Tim Walz talk. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a guy. Like that's a dude who is like ahead of life. He wasn't groomed by Ivy League schools and economics degrees and law school and weird rich waspy parents to be a fucking drone. And you could win any fucking election right now on just being a dude. You could win any election right now on just being like, somebody looks at you like, oh, I can relate to that guy. That's nice, because these people are so unfucking relatable.
We've got to bring a gun to a knife fight. We've got to actually fight back. At the end of the day, we cannot be the only party that's playing with one hand behind our backs, playing by the norms and the rules.
Kill your avatar. Yes, we do need a candidate with sex appeal. Gavin Newsom has a bit of sex appeal, you know? Sexy. You know me. You know me, okay? You know I talk about sex appeal. You should be fuckable. You should live your life and do things that make people want to have sex with you. It's that easy. Do things that make women want to have sex with you. When you're in your career, right? And this is a very wide open sort of axiom to live by. This isn't specific. I'm not telling you to go be a rock star or go deal coke. I'm telling you that, you know, when you're in your career and you look at what you do during the day, and what you do during the day is pathetic, and you feel pathetic, you should change. Look at the way you conduct yourself, the way you express yourself. Are you honest with what you say? Do you speak the truth? Do you speak what you believe? Do you make decisions that make others uncomfortable? No? Then you should change. And it's with these politicians, it's the same way. It's the same way. Just be a little dangerous. Be edgy. Say things that make you sound ridiculous. Look at Pierre Trudeau, dude. Pierre Trudeau was a stud. You have that clip of him where he's walking up the stairs and I forget the context of what he's talking about, and the reporter says, "You can't do that." And he looks at the reporter and goes, "Watch me," and then walks away. Sexy, man. Do and say things that make people want to have sex with you, and your life will improve. Politician, career, hobbies, friend groups, no matter you can apply that axiom to any aspect in life, and your life will get better. Trust me, you can take that to the fucking bank. You can live your life. I say very few things I agree with. I say very, very few things that I myself agree with. But that is one thing I will stand by until I die. You can take it to the bank, and you can trust me. You can write me a check when you're 90, and you're sitting at your dinner table with your 6 kids and your 18 grandchildren. Okay? You can write me a check and say, "Thanks, Art Chad. I followed your advice. I lived my life in a way that made women want to ride my dick, and my life got better." That's a guarantee.